Morning. So last week I did a zero waste challenge where I didn't use any waste for a day, and it was all about mainly for saving the planet, because our planet it's not doing so well. She's not thriving. It's, you know, there are things that are going on in it. And my brother sent me this article which is called "The Diet to Save the Planet and Feed All of Us." And it's supposedly a diet that is gonna feed 10.5 billion people. And it's also going to keep the world in good nick. So I will put my little classic handwriting thing on the screen now and explain a bit more about it. For breakfast, obviously they recommend to have porridge, but I don't like porridge, so I'm gonna go for ready brek, which I do like. It's like a fine grilled porridge basically, and you're only allowed 1 cup of milk a day. So obviously I can't have milk anyway, so I'm just gonna substitute that for almond milk and pretend that the almond milk is the normal milk. And we're gonna have that for breakfast. The thing is, I like my almond milk, I like my ready brek with chocolate milk, but don't really think that's part of the plan. If you are a coffee addict or a tea addict, then you wouldn't really enjoy this, because you wouldn't be able to have your milk throughout the day. I'm gonna have a banana with it, so I've got my ready brek and my banana, and you're only allowed 300 grams of fruit for a day, and this is 116. So it's already 116 of my fruit gone. The diet is to save the world.
Why is it to save the world?
It's called the Planetary Diet, and it is a new one that scientists have literally just come up with. And it's of the farmer or something, but also it's supposedly supposed to feed everyone, like 10 billion people. Keep saying 10 billion people. I know there's not 10 billion people in the world right now, but by 2050, that's when there's supposed to be 10 billion people. Apparently. But I don't really get how.
How? Well, you should do a bit more research, Grace.
No, I know. Don't worry, I will. But isn't that...
Sounds... I have never heard of it before.
No, it's fresh.
Fresh off the press.
It's fresh. That's what you get on this channel. It says on the website about the diet is, we're not talking about a deprivation diet here. It is about healthy eating that is flexible and enjoyable. So let's see. So I'm packing my lunch to take with me to uni. Okay, you ready for lunch tomorrow? We have got olives, avo, lime, and what's it called? Chili, and garlic to get those fats in there. It's just like vegetables and stuff. And then I've got whole grain rice, quinoa, and roasted veg. And I put mint on it to give it a bit of flavour. So this puppy is for tomorrow, and it does look quite yummy and fresh, but I don't know if it's going to fill me up, because I'm very tall, so it takes a lot of food to fill me up, and whereas most people that would fill them up fine and they wouldn't have to snack all afternoon, I do. So I'm going to have to bring my snacks as well, because normally I'd have like, I don't know. So I don't know if this is going to fill me up. Actually, I need an olive now. It's so good. It's actually going to be something that can be done by everyone. Then it needs to be easily achieved. And for my morning snack, I'm going to take 100 grams of grapes, because I like grapes, and that means I'll be at 216 grams of fruit. So really clocking up, actually. I just got back from uni, and I actually at uni had half of this baguette, which weighs out at 130 grams, and this counts as 130 grams of my whole grain, I believe it is. It's like under the starchy category, where it's like bread, rice, and they don't say that that's a bad thing, those things, because I think that everyone thinks that bread and stuff is bad for you, when if it's made properly, it's not bad for you, okay? I love bread so much. Anyway, so I had that, and then I had my lunch and my grapes, and I'm very hungry now. And I don't really know about the deal with like things that aren't on the list. For example, dark chocolate, because it's not got any added dairy products, because obviously you can only have one glass of dairy a day. So now I'm a bit confused. So obviously the main purpose of this diet is for the earth, and if you look into it, it's very interesting about how like the greenhouse gases and expansion of farmland, and on the BBC they actually have this little section where you say, so for example, select a food or drink, we're going for chocolate, dark, how often do you have it? Once a day, which is probably true. So 1 chocolate bar per serving. Over an entire year, your consumption of dark chocolate is contributing that much to greenhouse gases, and it tells you about each different food. Oh my goodness, no way is dark chocolate worse than milk chocolate. What the heck? So I feel like I can't really have dark chocolate now. I mean, only for today, because I can't take chocolate out of my life because I'm just really vibing it. Anyway, I'm making my dinner now. I think I'm just gonna have to have some popcorn or something as an afternoon snack. I just remembered that I bought these, which are only natural ingredients: dates, hazelnuts, almonds, cacao, and almonds. Lots of almonds happening. And you're supposed to have a certain amount of nuts a day. I can't remember, which will flash up on the screen. So this is gonna count as my nuts. I'm really excited, and it's gonna taste like chocolate. They want to focus on fruits and vegetables and like natural things, which is, I just want a chocolate bar, a normal chocolate bar. This is just like not a chocolate bar, but I'm really, really hungry. Let's try it. Not bad at all. Okay, so we have dinner. So I've got 2 sweet potatoes cut up into like little fries. I've got a salad, and I've got some 3 bean chili, which I made right there, because you're allowed beans and pulses, and obviously they want as much veg as possible. The thing is, with the meat, you're supposed to have, it's basically barely any meat. So I didn't want to crack open a packet of bacon, and I think they're trying to sell it that, oh, it's like not as bad as being vegan to like meat eaters, because they can still have a bit of meat, but literally it says it's equivalent of 1 pig in blanket. I still think there needs to be a lot of research done into this diet. I don't think it has everything explained. I don't know, I think they haven't ironed out the questions, you know?
That sounds really ignorant, but what I mean is they haven't actually published it. They probably have ironed out the questions, and they've probably got all their research to back it up. It took years and years and years to make it, but they just haven't published it, so forget what I just said.
Just thinking, how many more diets are they going to introduce into the world? It's ridiculous, the amount of diets there are in the world, and this is why I do these videos, just to show you that it's not going to work for everyone. Like, not everyone can follow the same thing. I think everyone's going to be, they're expecting people everywhere to eat like this, and they want to lower the amount of like starchy vegetables like potatoes you eat and things like that. And in a place like Africa, where it's like heavily starchy foods, like what's that one called? Starchy food in Africa, and I don't remember the name of it. Is it a yam? I don't know. I'm giving myself some snaps because this tastes good, man. In the diet, you're allowed something like 13 grams of egg in a day, which isn't even a whole egg, because a whole egg is 50 grams. So as my egg amount of food, I'm gonna have some mayo to fill that box. So let me have some mayo with my, is it? Yeah. I'm having a little snack of peanut butter because I'm still hungry, so I have my bread stuff left over, so I'll have these. Isn't that right, Banks? Do you want some? Can't have it, you're a cat. Hello everyone. So I think there are a few things that I've taken away from today. Now, I haven't been able to have pudding, and that's a big issue for me because physically there is nothing I could make a pudding with. And I just think it's quite interesting that they've designed this, but obviously not much has been released about this diet, so I don't know to what extent they've like got information about different things, but I just don't know how feasible it is for the whole population of the world to eat this sorts of food. Also, I don't think it takes into consideration different diets. Like, obviously different cultures have different ways of eating, and I feel like it's just very been a little bit westernized, but maybe I'm wrong there. As I've said in a few of my other vlogs where I test days like this, it's off-putting for so many people because it seems so restrictive, and I don't think it needs to be that restrictive. I think if we all do little bits, it's gonna equate to a bigger picture, if you see what I mean. Like, eating a cake is gonna really harm the world that much, but at the same time I do understand that things need to be done.
So I totally get it that we need to be more aware of our world, and we need to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies, because a lot of the non-communicable diseases actually come from people's diets. So I get it that some people don't eat well at all and they're literally eating rubbish all the time, but at the same time there's the other end of the spectrum where people just eat plants and vegetables. It's like you need to be able to live life and enjoy food. So I don't know if I see this diet working, because as much as they said that it isn't restrictive, I do think it is a little restrictive, because literally you're just eating vegetables, legumes, stuff like that, which is great, don't get me wrong, but you need a little treat every now and then. Only so much we can do at the end of the day, because lots of the change actually needs to come from those larger organisations, which is what I picked up on from the Zero Waste Challenge, that we as individuals are kind of powerless to a certain extent. Obviously we can make changes, and if enough people are making those changes, then it is going to have an impact on the corporations and large organisations. But man, I've really unlocked a minefield here. There's so many elements. How am I supposed to cover it in a 15-minute video? Not as simple as just saying, oh yeah, this diet works for everyone. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go and have a pan au chocolat now, because I can't resist it anymore. It just needs to go in my mouth. Let me know if you've heard of this diet and what you think of it, because obviously it is a new topic and I haven't really discussed it with anyone because no one's heard of it. So let me know down below what you've heard about it and what you think.